Thanks.
Thank you. Jess Money, and then that's the last card I have.
Jess Money, District 3. Yeah, we definitely got to do this because it's well known that there are 5 major financial centers in the world: Wall Street, London, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Redondo Beach. John Patrick Kluber, 52, was indicted on charges of securities fraud and transactional money laundering. Redondo Beach resident. Where was he arrested? Where did they track him down? North Carolina. Give me a break. This is absurd. This is another example of this city being run for the benefit of the goddamn police department instead of the citizens.
Anyone else wish to address the council on any item?
Good evening, everyone. My wife used to be a student at the high school here. So anyway, in my opinion, I would vote yes for this because, you know, the student safety and all that worth the money. So it's not a big of amount of money. So why don't we have one more additional officer and have the student have a nice education? Thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone online?
Hello, my name is Andy Porchop and I'm with you. It's totally disgusting even thinking about things, and I tell you why. Police puts down false information or innocent people, what they did to me, and it's impossible to get it out of the system. You're sharing 90% of misinformation or what the police puts down to screw with you. It's almost costed my citizenship because a scumbag police officer put it on my record. I was arrested for robbery. Falsely put down information what was shared. In America, 95% of the people convicted of a crime without a trial. People don't have money for attorneys. People don't have means to find these false accusations. In a great America, 95% of the people get convicted. People get convicted falsely in America and take 20, 30 years of prison time and free lawyers to free the people. You're sharing information, but you don't know who put it in there. You don't know who put that information in there. It can be an angry policeman. What happened to me? Accusations falsely. Convictions. And you sharing this information, and the policemen who painted swastikas in a Redondo Beach resident's car go free. No jail sentence. And if they behave in 3 years, no records of their conviction because they're policemen. They can paint swastikas in people's car. And they get away with it. And you sharing innocent people, information each of you, between you. No proof if that information is false or not. Congratulations. And you did great job, Mr. Light, saving our country.
Anyone else wish to address the council on this item?
Yep.
Hi, John Perslin from District 1. I'm here representing the residents of Palos Verdes Boulevard and
and Prospect Avenue, specifically the corridor, as we call it. In support of the document we submitted to the mayor and city council, I was tasked with giving my presentation to put things into perspective. The first thing is an audio I'd like to play for you. It's only a little over a minute long. That audio was recorded on our property on Palos Verdes Boulevard, not a racetrack.
You're up, Jess.
Jess Money, District 3. In Law-Abiding Citizen, Gerard Butler tells Jamie Foxx, "I'm going to bring down the entire corrupt edifice. It's going to be biblical." On that inspiring note, the Secretary of State has opened 2 criminal investigations, case number 8479, Joy Ford and Mike Webb, and case 8480 for Jim Light. More good news. Today I sent the DA's Public Integrity Unit another complaint totaling 23 pages single-spaced, outlining multiple violations of 4 government code sections, 2 election code sections, 9 RBPD policy manual sections, 2 school board manual sections, and election code 704. 13 exhibits were included. I also brought to the DA's attention the prior felonious practice of paying school board members a monthly stipend and health benefits, which in at least one case totaled $100,000. The list of offenders now includes Police Chief Hoffman, Fire Chief Cutler, Officers Branch Day, Lofgren, school board members Raymer Flynn, Dan Elder, and former member Mr. Waller. I also discovered 4 cases, like McKinney versus State Bar, Cutler versus State Bar, Lewis versus State Bar, and Segretti versus State Bar. In all 4 cases, the bar asserted, quote, "an attorney's practice of deceit involves moral turpitude." The bar prevailed. The city charter provides that when an elected official commits a crime of moral turpitude, the city shall remove said person and declare the office vacant. I'm going to give Joy Ford and Mike Wazanski until the council meeting on July 10th to agendize a motion to remove Mr. Obagi and declare his seat vacant. If they fail to do so, I will file for a writ of mandamus with the Superior Court to force them to adhere to the city charter. So like the old Burger King ad, have it your way. Down the road, when all this is over, I will take my folding chair and Stetson hat down to the beach and listen to classic rock. It will be a Corona ad, just minus the beer and the hot bikini babe.
Hello, this is Porchap. I used to be a Redondo Beach resident, you know, the Clifton area. And I would just like to tell you that I commend you for celebrating the LGBTQ month, because the city of Torrance doesn't. They used to have a declaration or whatever, but Mayor Chan, I call him a goober, because he disrupted my free speech and called 4 policemen to remove me from the building because I called somebody a goon. And that's not a freedom of speech. But anyway, I'm sorry I was a little bit upset because I'm coming from a closed session meeting from the city of Torrance. And from my big disappointment, officer number 12, we don't know his name, we don't know his exact crime. After 3 years of hearings and everything, he's have another hearing to reinstate him. Well, anyway, I'm very happy you guys don't have police officers, painting swastikas and all that stuff and, abusing people's rights and everything else. The other thing is, since Mr. Light was mentioning, his good work with the Homeland Security and saving, Desert Storm and this and that, I'm doing my breathing on the Esplanade because my doctor recommended, and I just noticed it. There are more tiny little flags appearing, more little flags. And the IV, these criminals took off the IV what protected the bluff from the rain, the wind, and everything. And that's just rolled down, so it looks very natural. And I see these 10 signs, this conservancy group, I don't know if you heard of it. These volunteers got into a job what is like mile and a half or 2 miles long, 6 of them at a time. They're destroying the bluff. Now, what grow back instead of the ivy, they're pulling it out, and the wind blows the dust in my face. I go out to breathe the clean, salty air, what's very beneficial for your lungs, especially when you're old, because the salt, kills out the germs and everything. Doctor recommended. And we have organizations ruining the bluff.
Okay, time's up. Thank you. Anyone else from the audience wish to address the council on non-agenda items?
It doesn't give me any pleasure to keep calling to complain about this. If only the police and city council could act on this to solve this problem, I wouldn't have to keep calling to complain. I'm trying to understand why some individuals are immune from following the law. I'm, of course, talking about this mentally retarded guy who likes to call himself this silly name, Andy Porkchop, when his real name is Andras Turda. Again, his name is Andras Turda. Turda, like, and plop, and Turda. I have every right to call in and address the council on how this psycho is destroying the quality of life of innocent people in the city council until the council or police do something about it. All right? I mean, this is a severe problem going on for the past decades, and he commits so many crimes that I have listed in the past, and the police blatantly refuse to enforce the law when it comes to anyone who calls for help. All right? Anyone. Simply because Andras Turda's mother did some serious drugs when she was pregnant with him that caused him to be born retarded is no reason to allow him to run wild and break the law for decades. He must be taught. And if this Andras Turda is a criminal act by calling in and addressing the council about how he terrorizes everyone and gets away with it, I'm intimidating him. He is the one who intimidates people all day, every day, and then throws the videos up on YouTube, and I'm committing criminal acts by calling here and addressing the council and saying his name, which everyone knows. It's no secret. By me playing clips, I am intimidating him and stochastic terrorism. I am not the problem here. The problem is the mentally retarded criminal sitting right there in your chambers. Why do the cops let him get away with all of this? And why do they keep letting him get away with being a sexual predator and pervert who stalks and harasses and photographs underage children like a sick pedophile lurking around neighborhood schools all the time?
Let this accusation
You're
go.
in violation of our rules of order.
Child
You need to
predator.
be quiet.
Following following children around in his car, and when they call the cops, he starts following them around, chanting "woo woo woo woo" cop collars, like that clip I played the last time. I edited out the barrage of obscenities for your consideration. If anyone else were to do that, the cops would arrest them and charge them with so many crimes, he would have to register as a sex offender for life. So why do they keep giving Andras Turda a free pass? I don't understand it. The only other sexual predator the police give a free pass to is Joe Biden. And I don't think the police could possibly get Turda mixed up with Joe Biden, although I can't say it for sure, but it wouldn't surprise me in the least if Turda did the same thing as Biden did and forced his daughter, Megan Turda, to shower with him when she was 11 years old also. You might want to check Megan Turda's diary, all right?
Okay, time's
What
up.
will it take?
Is that it?
That's it. And no e-comments.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, anyone from the public wish to address this item?
Hello, this is Andy Porchap, you stupid motherfucker. Last time I told you about this, inciting violence against the people and accusing a people
Do
in
you
a
have something to
public
comment on
forum.
this issue, sir?
Yes, that guy was talking about any issue.
About this issue?
Anyway, that would be the stupidest fucking thing to have a moratorium because people might buy something, you motherfucker. People might enjoy a cigarette, motherfucker, because you are so fucking stupid. You don't need the money. These people try to make a fucking living, motherfucker. Oh, you let that go. This is freedom of speech, motherfucker, but you let go for 3 minutes.
You're causing a disruption because you're causing people to walk out of the meeting.
No, I'm not. It's freedom of speech. This is freedom of speech. And you too, you telling the
Please.
law here who is suspended, you
Please stick
took
to the issue, sir.
$500,000 and people cannot make a living, cannot open a fucking smoke shop. Huh? What's wrong with the smoke shop? How about the liquor stores, asshole? Huh? People get beat up, the drunk motherfucker go home, beat up his wife. Do you beat your wife, motherfucker? Because you like to drink, I think. Because this is very nice. You let people call in and accusing me because I don't like your fucking projects. Your fucking little butterflies ruining the whole fucking
Can you
city.
stick to the subject?
The subject is that
The subject is extension
the
of a
smoke shop.
moratorium.
The smoke shop. People try to make a living. And you have the problem closing down shops because of cigarette smoke. But you are advocating marijuana. You want to set up marijuana stores. You are a piece of shit. Biggest motherfucker I ever seen. You like that, huh? You let that guy go 3 minutes calling me pedophile and all that
To
shit.
this issue.
Yeah, this is the issue, motherfucker. Let people make a living. You don't want to see empty stores, do you? Or close the liquor stores also. And the massage parlors. You like to go there, huh? Happy ending, you like happy ending? I heard that you do.
Anyone else wish to address the council? Anyone else?
Hello, everyone. My name is Phil Garner. I live in Torrance, close to the firing range. I suck. My middle name is Cop Sucker because I have friends with the police. Anyway, I also lick their ass too. Anyhow, so great presentation from the staff. I just have a few questions, but you don't have to answer. These are like, So, how much money? Oh, I did not hear the big numbers. This is a big budget. But how much money is set aside to restore the bluff on Redondo Beach? What is this stupid-ass organization called the South Bay Parkland Conservancy ruining? That's a big asset to the city. People come out and buy stuff, food at the village, come out and watch the ocean, you know, sitting down on the steps there. And the bluff is just, how you call that? Erosion. And people come and ruin it. What are you doing? Anyhow, so it was a very good comedy, like leftover money. When is that gonna happen? Anyway, so I don't think you're gonna have leftover money. This mayor gets some segment on the roadway or Sapphire and Broadway. Isn't that where you live? You advocating for your own neighborhood? Is it where you live? Huh? Close to Sapphire and Broadway?
I live near there.
All right. So is it that a little bit of conflict of interest, you know, advocating things for your neighborhood? Anyway, what else? So I did not even have a, how you call it, a numbers for the whole budget, you know? But we hear about these people begging for $50,000 and this and that. If you do a business and it doesn't go, give it up, do something else, you know? I'm not coming here or a Torrance Council and ask them freaking money so I can start up a business. Do something what is profitable. Okay. I love how you restored the Civic Center, you know, never looked this good. You know what I mean? The dust and all that crap, you know what you created here, unfinished for I don't know how many months. The bluff, you know, the erosion, I already talked about. There is another ramp that is falling apart. Of course, you have your stupid fucking excuses. Why is it 2 years and not fixed? But you contributing to this country to going down to the gutter. Thank you.
Anyone else wish to address the council on this item? Anybody online?
Yeah, have a couple.
Other hands up, and nobody else wants to speak to this?
Nope, all set.
Okay, anyone from the public wishing to address the strategic plan? Anybody online?
This is Andy Porchop. The previous segment, the gentleman said, you know, the tourism and everything is done, just as retail. So, but you still hoping to things come back like the Gold's Gym. Maybe Jim, you should take over the Gold's Gym and show with your big brain what can you do. And, you know, I remember Redondo as a young man coming here, afford to live in the city. And I remember taking my kid to the swimming at the ocean, and we went out to restaurant and everything. And I went back to visit the waterfront, and I went back to visit the pier. It's a shame. It's a shame what it become. It's a shame with your leadership. I was walking by at the Crab Shack. I don't know if you know it. It's empty. It's ready to tear down. A killer location. People cannot make money, cannot do business because your rules, your leadership. CenterCal, tens of $millions. You pay out of taxpayers' money. What's happening with the shut down power station? In America, everything electric. They want people to buy the freaking electric car. And then you shut down the power station, Jimmy? You celebrating
You have something to say about the strategic
shutting
plan?
off, I'm saying, shutting off the power station. Electricity, what we all need. You just said global warming and the ocean is rising. We're gonna need more air conditioning, Jimmy. We have to bring back that power station to serve us. The biggest asset Redondo Beach had, the power station. Don't laugh, motherfucker. I had to take my wife to the doctor. And when we went to the doctor, I was ready to wheel her in her wheelchair. Don't laugh, motherfucker. And then they just called us, the electricity went out. And then you laughing? I went to the village, people were waiting, little Jesus, to come back, and it did not have electricity in the village at Easter. You shut down the power plant, motherfucker, stupid fuck, and you laughing there? You laughing there? People have no electricity. People cannot go to a
Okay, thank you.
doctor's
Time.
Time's
office.
up.
Time.
Yeah, you are welcome.
Okay, do you need anything else on this item?